Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Hope that everyone is good. Welcome to the second session, fifth online class of maths, theory of quadratic equation as unit number 2, and the topic for today is synthetic division. Let's first understand what synthetic division is. Synthetic division is the process of finding the quotient and remainder when a polynomial is divided by a linear polynomial. In fact, synthetic division is simply a shortcut of long division method. I am repeating this statement again that synthetic division is a shortcut of long division method. Or in other words, we can say that synthetic division is an alternate method of long division method. That if we are not interested to go with the lengthy procedure of long division method, or we find long division method difficult, then we can choose the alternate method, that is synthetic division. As you used to do remainder theorem in class 9 for finding remainder, where you were supposed to put the value of x in the polynomial in order to find the remainder. But the difference between remainder theorem and synthetic division is that in a remainder theorem, with the help of remainder theorem, you can only find remainder. But with the help of synthetic division, you can find remainder as well as quotient. But a condition is given for using synthetic division, that synthetic division can only be used if a polynomial is divided by a linear polynomial. Means if your divisor will be linear polynomial, then synthetic division can be used. If the divisor will be quadratic or cubic polynomial, then synthetic division cannot be used there. Then you are compelled to use the long division method. Linear polynomial is that polynomial in which the variable is raised to the power 1. And polynomial means, poly means many and nomial means term. So when many algebraic terms are combined, it will make a polynomial. But the difference between algebraic expression and polynomial is that in polynomial, the variable is raised to the power, means whole number, and positive number. If the power of the variable will be negative or it will be in fraction form, then that expression cannot be named as polynomial. It will be clear further. Here we can see that the method of synthetic division is described. Here we can see that this algebraic expression is named as polynomial. Why? Because here we can see many terms and here the variable is raised to the power whole number, means 4 is a complete number. It is not written in fraction form, neither it is a negative integer. So when the variable is raised to the power, means whole number or positive integer, that expression is named as polynomial. And here we can see that the divisor is linear. So hence we can use synthetic division here. Okay, here this polynomial is going to be divided by linear divisor x minus 2. Here we can find the, you can see here if it's x minus 2, if we put it equals 0, so the value of x can be 2, or we can see here that we can take it that if it is negative, we can write here positive. If it is positive, so we can write here negative. Here the method of synthetic division is described. Now see how it is. Now write the coefficients of the dividend in a row with 0 as the coefficient of the missing powers of x in the descending order as shown below. First of all, what we are supposed to do, we are going to write the coefficients of the dividend. Here is the dividend and this is the divisor. We are going to write the coefficients of this. The coefficient of x4 is what? 5, it is written. Then the coefficient of x cube is 1, it is written. Then the coefficient of x is minus 3, it is written. Here is some additional statement. We have to read this again, that with 0 as the coefficient of the missing powers of x. It means that the missing powers of x is what? x4, then after x4, x3, then after x3 what comes? x square, then x then constant term. Here x square is missing, so means we don't have any x square, so hence we write that 0x square, means no x square. You can see here that 0. Here how many x cube? 1 x cube, so we have written the coefficient as 1. If no x square, so we can write the coefficient as 0. Then coefficient of x is -3, and we don't have any constant term, so we have again written 0. I will tell you the reason of this, that why we put 0 instead of the missing terms or the missing powers later on. So here we can see that the coefficients of the dividend is written in a row. Then here the divisor can be -2. If it's -2, we can write here +2. So what is the procedure here? We can bring the first coefficient as it is, means this arrow sign you can see here, 5 is brought down as it is. Then what next step is that you are going to multiply 5 with 10, means 5 2s are 10, and you are going to write the answer here. Then you are going to add this. If there will be, means both of them are with plus sign, then both of them will be added. If there will be one plus and minus sign, so of course plus minus will be then minus. So 10 plus 1 will be 11. Now 11 will be multiplied with 2. So 11 2s are 22. 22 is written here. 22 plus 0 will result in 22. Now again 22 should be multiplied with 2. So 22 into 2 will result in 44. Plus minus minus, 44 minus 3, it will be 41. Now 41 should be multiplied with 2. So it will result in 82. 82 plus 0 is 82. It means the remainder is 82. If you solve this polynomial, or if you divide this polynomial by long division method, so again you will get the remainder as 82. Or if you use remainder theorem here, again you will have the remainder 82. Let's go with the exercise. Synthetic division is used in exercise 2.6, question number 1. What the question states, that use synthetic division to find the quotient and the remainder. Means we are going to use synthetic division for finding the quotient as well as the remainder. So let's see how this can be done. Here the polynomial is written. As we can see that this is a polynomial where the variable are raised with the power whole number and positive. So we can name it as polynomial px, x because the variable used here is x, and it is going to be divided by x plus 3. Since this is a linear polynomial, so of course synthetic division can be used here. So x plus 3, if it is positive, so x plus 3, here it can be negative, because if you will shift plus 3 to that side, it can result in minus 3. So here we can take minus 3. So as it was discussed earlier that we are going to use this symbol for synthetic division, means we can mark one horizontal line and one vertical line here. Then you are going to leave one line space here, and above it you are going to write the coefficients of the dividend. As you can see here that 4 is the coefficient of x cube, then x square is missing. So as I told you that variable, you are going to be very careful here, that some of the students in hurry they forget to write the coefficients of the missing power. So you have to be very careful here, and you have to watch that whether which variable which power is missing. So instead of this you are going to put 0. So x square is missing, so you will put 0 here. Then after x square we have minus 5, and you're going to see the sign as well. If it is positive, you are going to put positive. If it is negative, you are going to put negative sign. So then we have the constant term, and it is written as it is. So x plus 3, we will be having x minus 3 here. As I told you earlier that first term should be brought down as it is. 4 is written as it is, then 4 should be multiplied by 3. 4 3s are minus 12. So minus 12 with 0 again minus 12. Now minus minus will be plus. Make sure that when you multiply the numbers, so sign are also multiplied. Minus minus plus, 12 3s are 36. So 36 minus 5, it will be 31. So 31 with 3, it will result in 93. Then plus minus minus, 93 minus 15, 13 minus 5, 8, and 8 minus 1 will result in 78. Why minus sign? Because 93 is the greater digit, so therefore the sign of this is used. Means from minus 93 we have subtracted positive 15, and we have now as a remainder minus 78. So this is the remainder. You are going to separate it by a vertical line here. Then we have now, we are not just supposed to find the remainder, we are going to find the quotient as well. So what will be the quotient? Quotient is going to be denoted by x. So this will be your quotient here. As when you use the long division method, so the quotient is above that division sign. Here we have the quotient, this one, and here it will be remainder. So 4 is written here, then minus 12 and 31. Now what variable means, what variable should be raised to the power? You have to think upon it. See, the original polynomial was, means the degree was 3, but when it is divided, so it is reduced to 1 degree. Now it has become x squared, then x, then 31. You will understand this when this question will be solved by long division as well. It's solved here. Let's see. You can see here that this is just, I have gone with verification for your understanding that by long division again you will get the same, what we can say, remainder and the same quotient. So then your confusion will be cleared if you will understand this long division method too. This is just done for the verification. You can see here that this is the polynomial I have written here inside, and this is the x plus 3 is the divisor, so it is written here. Is if you are good in long division method, so you can easily do it. You just see that here we have x and here we have 4x cube. So what is required means how we can bring here 4x cube. If you multiply x, what is needed? 4. So we will multiply x with 4. Here we have x cube and here we have 1x, so x should be multiplied with x square. So okay, 4x square with x, 4x cube will result. Then now you have to go, next term should also be multiplied with this, then 4 3s are 12x square. Now see that 4x cube is written under 4x cube, but I don't have any x square here, so you are not going to write 12x square under a linear term. You are going to write it aside there. So there you can see that here is nothing, so therefore I have put 0. So now the confusion is cleared here that why we put 0 here. See, 0 is above minus 12, and if you can see here that 0 is above minus 12 here, so both of them have the same result. Therefore for missing powers you must put 0. Now you are going to write this in arranged form, like x square should come first, then minus 5x, then constant term here. Now again we have x plus 3 as a divisor. What is needed here? Minus 12. Means you need minus 12x, so it should be multiplied with minus 12x, minus 12x square. So 12 3s are 36. If you are not good in long division method, so don't care about this. It's just done for the sake of understanding. Okay, plus minus minus 36 minus 5 will result in 31, then plus 15 is brought down as it is. Now again I'm going to multiply x with 31 in order, because we need 31 here. So 31x, 31 into 3 will result in 93. Here I have written it again as we go with division because it is being divided, so therefore we have to change the sign for the sake of subtraction here. 15 minus 93 results in minus 78. So here you can see that the same remainder and the same quotient, 4x square minus 12x plus 31, 4x square minus 12x plus 31. So this here we can conclude that synthetic division is the alternate or the shortcut of long division method. Here is question number 2, the first part. Find the value of h using synthetic division if 3 is the 0 of the polynomial 2x cube minus 3hx square plus 9. Let me tell you one of the characteristics of a synthetic division, that synthetic division can be used for finding the unknown value, but if one of the factors of the polynomial is given. Here it is said that main objective is to find the value of h, and we are supposed to use synthetic division here. but we have given in other information here that 3 is the 0 of polynomial. What this 0 means? 0 means factor. Like suppose I can say that 2 is a factor of 4. Why? Because if I divide 4 by 2, so 2 2s are 4 and I have the remainder 0. It means 2 is a factor of 4, but 3 cannot be a factor of 4 because if I divide 4 with 3, so I will not get remainder as 0. So if it is said that 3 is the 0 of the polynomial, means if you will divide this polynomial by 3, so you will get the remainder 0. So if you use the word 0 here or factor here, both of them are correct. So whenever the term 0 is used, it means that the remainder is 0. So here it is said that 3 is a factor of 4, means 3 is the 0 of the polynomial, means if you divide this polynomial by 3, so you will get the remainder 0. But we are not going to find here the remainder, we are going to find the value of h here. So let's use synthetic division. Here we can write 2, the coefficient of x cube, then 3h. Don't forget to write h as well. Minus 3h is a coefficient of x square. Then after x square we have x. X is missing, so therefore we write 0 instead of this. Then 9 is the constant term. And 3 is what? Now don't make it minus 3 because this is not given in factor form like x plus 3. It's just 3, so you can write it 3. If it is negative 3, you can write negative 3 here. 2 should be brought down as it is, then 3 and 2 should be multiplied. It will result in 6. Since 3h and 6 are different terms, they are not like terms, so they cannot be solved. So you can write it like this: minus 3h plus 6. Then now multiply this both of them with 3. 3 3s are 9h and 6 3s are 18. So minus 9h plus 18. Now again multiply 9h, means 9 3s are 27h and 18 3s are 54. Now we can see here that minus 27h cannot be solved with 9, so it should be written as it is. However, for 54 and 9 can be solved. So 54 plus 9 will result in 63. Now you may be wondering or thinking that why the remainder is not 0 here. It is not 0 because the value of h is missing. If you will find the value of h and if you will put here, so of course you will get here the remainder 0. Okay, as there the information is given that 3 is the 0 of polynomial, so we can write here that if 3 is the 0 of the polynomial, means 3 is the factor of the polynomial, then remainder is 0. This statement is must to be written. Otherwise you cannot write this remainder equal 0 here. Fine. So after writing this statement, you can write this remainder equals 0. That this remainder can be equal 0 if you will find the value of h. So our objective is to find the value of h here. So you can shift constant term 63 to that side of the equation. Now with h, with h we don't need minus 27. Between h and minus 27 we have multiplication sign, so minus 27 will go to that side and it will get divided there. Don't see here that here is minus 27, so it will go there and it will be added. Here you have to see between h and 27 what sign is there, multiplication, so therefore minus 27 will get divided at that side of the equation. So both of them can be on the table of 9. 9 3s are 27 and 9 7s are 63. So we have the value of h 7 upon 3. If you can put the value of h for purpose of checking, so you will get 0 as remainder. So this is one of the characteristics of synthetic division, that you can find the unknown values if one of the factors of the polynomial is given. Next question is question number 3, the first part. Use synthetic division to find the values of L and M. We are supposed to find the values of L and M if x plus 3 and x minus 2 are the factors of Px, means polynomial x, x cubed plus 4x squared plus 12x plus m. Okay, here what is given? Again we are supposed to find two unknown values. Since there are two unknown values, so therefore you are given two factors or two zeros of the polynomial. Means this polynomial should be once divided by x plus 3 and later it should be divided by x minus 2. So let's use synthetic division here. First of all, we are going to make this symbol for synthetic division, or this sign for synthetic division. Then we are going to write the first factor is x plus 3. So of course it can be x is equal to minus 3. So here we can write minus 3, and you can leave here a row, and here you can write the coefficients of the dividend. Let's see what are the coefficients of the dividend. 1 is the coefficient of x cube, 4 is the coefficient of x squared, then 2l is the coefficient of x, and m is the constant term. Here no any missing power, so no 0. Okay, the first term is brought down as it is. 3 1 is 3, minus 3 4 minus 3 1, 3 minus 3 3, 2l minus 3 here. Okay, this both cannot be solved, so 2l minus 3 is written. Then 3 2s are 6l, then minus minus plus 3 3s are 9. Here you can see here that all of these three are different terms, so we have written it in sequence m minus 6l, then plus 9. So this is the remainder. Why here the remainder is not 0, as 3 is the factor, minus 3 is the factor of this polynomial, because m and l are not found. If you will find m and l, and if you will put here, so of course you will get the remainder 0. So here it is written that since x plus 3 is a factor of polynomial px, therefore remainder is 0. This statement are must to be written, otherwise you cannot put this equal 0, because a question mark will be there, that from where this 0 has come. So since we have two unknown values here, so we cannot proceed it ahead, therefore you are going to stop it till here, and you can name it equation number 1. Then you have to move ahead, as here we have two divisors. It means this polynomial is going to be divided 2 times by using synthetic division. Once we have done and we got equation number 1, now again we are going to divide this polynomial with the second divisor. So let's write the same coefficient again, but here the divisor is changed. With the divisor x minus 2, so of course it will be, the value of x will be 2. 1 can be brought down as it is. 2 1 is 2, 4 plus 2 6, 6 2s are 12, 2l plus 12, then 2 2s are 4l, 12 into 2 will result in 24. So m plus 4l plus 24 is the remainder. Again here we have an m unknown, so therefore here the remainder is not 0, but we can write here that since x minus 2 is a factor of px, therefore remainder will be equal 0 if m and n will be found out. So here again we can put this remainder equal 0, and here we have two unknown values, therefore we cannot solve it ahead, so we will give it the name of equation number 2. We have equation number 1 here, and we have equation number 2 here. When we have two equations, so we can find the unknown values by solving them together, or by equating the coefficients. Here you can even use what we can say, if you are not interested to use equating the coefficient, if you are not good, so even you can use here Cramer's rule, or a matrix inversion method, in order to find the unknown values. So this is a very shortcut way, it depends on you. I'm using the equating the coefficient method. You can see here that you have two equations, so you just see the coefficients. Here also m exists, and here also m exists. If I cancel this m, so I will be having one unknown value as l, so I can easily then solve here. So here both of them are with positive, so here therefore you are going to subtract equation number 2 from equation number 1. Here when you will go with the subtraction, so this can get cancelled, and we have minus minus plus 6 plus 4 10 10l, and minus 15, 24 minus 9 will result in minus 15. You can see here that by cancelling one of the unknown values, we can find the other easily. So here we can see that L, we need the value of L, so we will keep L here, and minus 10 will be shifted to that side of the equation. Between L and minus 10 we have multiplication sign, therefore it will get divided to that side of the equation, and we will have the value of L as minus 3 upon 2. Now we have found just the value of L. We are supposed to find the value of M too. So if you will put the value of m in any of these two equations, so you can find easily the value of m as well. So put the value of L in equation number 1. Any of the equations you can put. I have selected here equation number 1. M is written as it is, minus 6 as it is. Instead of L, you have written the value of this as minus 3 upon 2 plus 9. You can see here that 2 is in division and 6, so 2 and 6 can be cancelled and you can get 3. Minus minus plus 3 3s are 9, and this 9 is brought down as it is. 9 plus 9 will be 18. So 18, when we will be shifted to that side, it will be negative 18. So the value of L and M are minus 3 upon 2 and minus 18. Okay. Let's go with the next question. Question number 4. What question number 4 states? Solve by using synthetic division. We are going to solve this polynomial or this equation by synthetic division if 2 is the root of the equation. Yes, we have to be very careful while solving this type of equations. Here again I'm going to tell one of the characteristics of synthetic division, that synthetic division can also be used for finding the other roots of the equation, means the other answers of the equation when one of the roots are given. So this is also one of the quality of the synthetic division, that if one of the answers of the equation is given, of one of the roots of the equation is given, so using synthetic division you can find the other roots. As I told you earlier as well, that the roots, the solution set or the answers of an equation depends on the value of the higher higher degree polynomial, means x is raised to the power 3, means here we have cubic polynomial. So it means that we will be having 3 answers at the end. One root is given, 2 is given, one answer is given, and we are supposed to find the other 2 roots of this equation. So here you are going to solve. Solve means you are going to find at the end the answers of x. Mostly the students they apply the synthetic division and they leave the question there. But you are going to be very thoughtful that what is being asked from you. If it is just said that find the value of h, or just use the synthetic division to find the remainder, then you are going to stop till here. But if it is said that you are going to solve, it means you are going to find at the end the values of x. Fine. So here is the term solved is used. So at the end we are going to find the value of x here. Okay, let's use synthetic division here. 1 is the coefficient of x cube and x square is missing, therefore 0 is written, then minus 28 and 48 is the constant term. And 2 is the root, means 2 is the factor, 2 is the divisor. So here 2 is written. 1 can be brought down as it is. 2 1 is 2. So 2 2s are 4. Minus 28 plus 4 will result in minus 24. Minus 24 into 2, minus 48. Here you can see here that the remainder is 0. Why the remainder is 0? Because 2 is the root, 2 is the factor, 2 is the answer of this this polynomial or this equation. Therefore remainder is 0. If your remainder will not be 0 here, it means you have done some problem here in using synthetic division. Okay, now you are not going to stop here, because you are not supposed to find the remainder. You are going to solve this equation. So what is written here? The depressed equation is, means this quotient, or when you divide the equation with one of the factor or one of the roots, then whatever you will get as a result as a quotient, that is named as depressed equation here. So we can make a depressed equation here. X square plus 2x minus 24. As I told you that when you will divide this polynomial, so it will reduced, it will reduced by 1 degree. If it is x4, it will be x3. If it will be x3, so it will be x2. So since it was cubic polynomial, when it is divided, so it is reduced 1 degree. Now here we can write x square, here 1 is the coefficient, then 2x, then here minus 24 as the constant term, and here we can write the remainder 0. Now this is our depressed equation. Cubic has been reduced into quadratic equation or quadratic polynomial here. You can see here that we have 3 terms here, so these 3 terms can be factorized by using midterm partition. You are supposed to find such 2 numbers that by multiplication you get 24 and by addition and subtraction you get 2x. So of course 6 4s are 24 and 6 minus 4 will be 2. Plus sign from here and plus minus will be minus here. Here we can make the means combine the like terms, and you can take x common here, x plus 6, then minus can be taken common here, minus 4, so x plus 6 here. X plus 6, x plus 6 and x minus 4 are the factors of this depressed equation. Now you can you are going to find the value of x, therefore you will put x plus 6 equals 0 and x minus 4 equals 0, so the value of x can be minus 6 and the value of x can be 4. So hence we can conclude that 2 minus plus 4 and minus 6 are the roots of the given equation. If you will write these roots in factor form, like if it's x plus 2, x minus 2, x plus 6 and x minus 4, and if you multiply these three factors with each other, so of course you will get again this cubic polynomial. You can go with the verification by yourself. I want you to be very good math students, so that you just verify each questions by using your own intelligence. Okay, question number 5, the first part is solve by using synthetic division if 1 and 3 are the roots of the equation. Here we are again supposed to solve the synthetic division, but what's the difference between question number 4 and question number 5? That here one of the roots were given and here we are given two of the roots. Means we can divide this twice, then means this polynomial should be divided 2 times. So 2 factors are given, as it is the polynomial is raised to the power 4, so here we will be having 4 answers of x. 2 answers are given and the next 2 we are supposed to find. Okay, here you are going to write first a coefficient. One is a coefficient of x4, then minus x cube is missing, so instead of the 0 is written, then minus 10, then again x is missing, means x1 is missing, so 0, and then constant term. Don't forget to put this 0, so otherwise you will go with the wrong procedure then. Okay, first one is the factor, so 1 is written here, 1 is 1, then 1 is again 1, 10 minus 1 will result in minus 9, 10 is greater digit, so minus sign, minus 9, 1 is minus 9, so here is minus 9 again, minus 9 with 1, minus 9, so you can see here that 9 minus 9, the remainder is 0. Why the remainder is 0? Because 1 is the factor of the equation, 1 is the 0 of the equation, 1 is the root of the equation. Okay, here now you can make this depressed equation. If not, then you can start it ahead, means from here. Now the next divisor is 3, so you can put 3 here. 1 can be brought down as it is, 3 1 is 3, 3 plus 1 4, 4 3s are 12, 3 3s are 9. I'm dividing this 2 times, once with 1, then again with 3 here combinedly. So here now we have divided this expression twice because 2 of the roots were given. Now I have the depressed equation, as it is divided 2 times, means so therefore it will, when it is divided, x4 is divided by 1, so it will result, the depressed equation will be x cube. When again it is divided by 3, so it will result in x square. It was x4, since it is divided 2 times, so therefore the depressed equation will be reduced 2 degrees. So now it will be x square, then 4x, then plus 3. You can see here 3 terms. This can be solved by midterm partition, where by multiplication you get 3 and by addition and subtraction you get 4. So 3 1 is 3 and 3 plus 1 4. 3x plus 1x will result in 4x. Here you can go with the means pairing. X can be taken from here, 1x is left and 3 is left, then plus 1, x plus 3 is left. X plus 3, x plus 3, then x plus 1. Again we can write x plus 3 equals 0 and x plus 1 equals 0. The value of x can be minus 3 and the value of x can be minus 1. So hence we can conclude here that thus 1 and 3, minus 1 and minus 3 are the roots of the equation. Here we are done with exercise 2.6. In the next class we will discuss the homework, and if you will be having any question related to the previous taught lessons, then you can ask me.